A number of other countries have evacuated citizens over the course of the last several days and taken advantage of the ceasefire the U.S. helped put into place. The U.S. still has not. What is different about your risk assessment right now, or security assessment, than what other countries are looking at as they've gone in and gotten their people out?
We've been pretty clear in laying out and communicating with the American people. And we have been clear on what the president laying out. We've been pretty clear about this for the past several months, for the past year.
I understand on that front. I think my question, one, the security alerts from the State Department over the course of the last year never told people to leave. It told people that they're trapped there. The people that live there that are now trying to get out. What I'm trying to understand is the difference between what the U.S. sees and why they will not send in assets to evacuate versus other countries that have over the course of the last several days. Clearly there's something that's being seen. I'm not asking for intelligence. I'm just saying, can you explain the process here, given the president's directive to help?
No, I understand. And what I was saying is that we've been communicating with the American people for the past year, right? Level 4, that was out there for some time now. Look.
Setting up. Already there are some concern that in essence the United States is outsourcing U.S. immigration decisions to either other countries or international organizations or the United Nations. Is that what's being done?
So what I can say, there will be open soon, before May 11th, any additional information that will come out of Department of State and Department of Homeland Security. That is something that lives with them, and they will share more of the details.
Intention to expel non-Mexicans back to Mexico. Right now they take about 10,000 under Title 42. But as far as we can tell, Mexico has yet to say publicly that they will continue to take non-Mexicans and that it might exceed the 10,000 or so they're currently taking. Has the U.S. secured a commitment yet from Mexico to take non-Mexicans, and is there any sense of how many they may be willing to take on either a weekly or monthly basis?
The question on how many, that is something that I would that is something that CBP is always planning for various different scenarios, and that is something that they do, and don't want to go beyond that. That's something that Department of Homeland Security is going to be dealing with specifically and directly.
So in plain English for the uninitiated who may be watching or listening, under Title 8 that means you can keep sending them back to Mexico and that already agreement exists?
That's our intention. Those are the conversations. I'm not going to get into diplomatic conversations from here, but certainly, look, as I just stated, that's what we intend to do, but not going to get ahead. This is something the Department of State
process migrants in Colombia and Guatemala. Can the administration promise that these centers will uphold all humanitarian obligations and access to legal counsel for people who are seeking asylum in the United States?
These centers will be opening up in several countries, including Colombia and Guatemala, as you just mentioned, Chris. We expect to announce additional countries soon. It's all part of our approach to direct people to legal pathways from where they are, rather than seeking generous, disorderly pathways. We have been very clear. We are going to put forth an immigration process that is humane, that is orderly. That is the goal that we have set forward. That is how we want to move forward in that process, and do it very differently than it was done in the last administration. Make sure that it is done in a humane way. That is the president's. That has been the president's basically sense of how immigration reform is going to move in an orderly fashion, and that's what we have done. That's what we have done from day one.